The final segments of the PBS historical drama were introduced on March 19 with the return of the season premiere. Both Charlotte and Georgiana are about to embark on a new phase of their lives. Georgiana will eventually become wealthy, while Charlotte is about to get married. But when a couple of familiar faces from the past reappear in Sanditon, it could impact each woman's future plans. When Charlotte announced her engagement to farmer Ralph Starling in the Sanditon Season 2 conclusion, everyone was taken aback. Since her relationship with widower Alexander Colborne had a poor outcome, it appeared that she had given in to her father's wishes to wed Ralph, whom she has known since she was a young kid. Charlotte and Ralph appear in Sanditon for Georgiana's 21st birthday celebration in the Season 3 opener. Charlotte is eager to see her old acquaintances again, but Ralph, a country boy, is less at ease in the modern seaside town. He finds it surprising that his fiancée is cordial with the aristocracy and Lady Susan, the king's mistress. And when it comes to the newest styles in poetry, he is undoubtedly out of his element. In a sweet gesture, Charlotte tells her future spouse that he will support her in keeping her feet on the ground. She and Ralph don't seem to mesh well together, though. Additionally, Charlotte says that she is very fond of Ralph when Georgiana asks if she adores him. When Charlotte spots Colborne at Georgiana's party, who has unexpectedly returned to Sanditon, she already appears to be having second thoughts. He seems to be about to say that he hopes she'll give him another opportunity when they speak. Ralph then arrives, though. When Colborne finds out Charlotte is engaged, he is immediately depressed and feels chilly when they dance. Newcomer Lydia Montrose is interested in Colborne in the meantime. She quickly connives an offer to go horseback riding on his estate because she is looking for a wealthy husband. The reason for Charlotte's big celebration is to rejoice in achieving her long-awaited independence. She continues to ward off eager suitors left and right as a wealthy heiress. She will be able to live how she wants to once she is in charge of her own finances, though. Her goals do not include marriage. Lord Henry Montrose, the sibling of Lydia Montrose, approaches, but she ignores him. She believes that the impoverished Duke is only after her money. However, when Georgiana sees Lord Montrose with another man, the scenario changes. Later, he goes to Georgiana to plead with her not to tell anyone what she saw. She nods and then makes him a suggestion. In order to keep wealthy men away from her and his mother, who is fixated on his marriage, off his back, they will act as though they have fallen in love. In theory, it seems like a good idea, but we have a hunch that the Duke's sexual orientation will ultimately come to light. On the positive side, spending time with Georgiana will put him in contact with her close friend Arthur Parker, who has declared himself to be single. There might be a romance developing there shortly. After Edward Denham was expelled from his army unit, Lady Denham offered him a chance at redemption as the second season of Sanditon came to a close. There was a caveat, though. He would have to accept her plan for spiritual transformation. That includes having repetitive, boring sessions with Sanditon's moralizing vicar and frequently being doused in cold water on Dr. Fuchs's orders, as we saw in the pilot. In an effort to win his aunt back, Edward is speaking to her in the correct ways. She has pledged to provide him with financial assistance if he can show that he has changed. When she turns her back, however, he groans and rolls his eyes, suggesting that he is still the same scheming Edward. Which is why it's more than a little worrying when Augusta, Colborne's granddaughter, develops a crush on the local rake after they accidentally cross paths. And when Edward finds out that Augusta has her own wealth, a lot of red flags start to appear. Given that the independent Augusta is unlikely to pay attention to any well-intentioned warnings about Edward, we anticipate significant problems in the future. Georgiana's relationship with artist Charles Lockhart last season came to an abrupt end when she discovered his actual reason for wanting to wed her. Her late father was related to Lockhart. He believed that he ought to receive Georgiana's wealth rather than her. He attempted to inherit his uncle's estate but was rejected by an Antiguan judge. He then made the decision to wed her in order to inherit it. It's a good thing his plan wasn't carried out before he and Georgiana eloped. Lockhart is regrettably unwilling to slink away. In the third season premiere of Sanditon, he makes an unwanted comeback. At the very least, he enters Georgiana's gathering without permission, demonstrating that he has a certain flair for the dramatic. He wants a private conversation with her. He hands her a writ indicating that he is the legitimate heir to her father's wealth after she reluctantly agrees. Unfortunately, there's a good possibility that an English court would be more sympathetic to this guy's claims than an Antiguan one, despite the fact that he doesn't know when to give up. For Georgia, the future looks bleak.